Man, what are we going to talk about this week?
I don't know. You got any topics in mind?
I mean, Warner Brothers did cancel DC Fandome. Warner Brothers seems to be like kind of like on a roll for every episode, huh?
Pretty much. Any other topics?
We did see Spider-Man. Again.
What does that make it? 4 times?
I thought for you it was like 8. Only 4 times you've cried.
Should we start the show?
Yeah. What was that?
Go, 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 go.
What the f***?
Recording at 12920 Philadelphia Street, Whittier, California, at Undercity Comics, keeping up with the nerds, issue number 113. My name is Nick Valero,
This is Bryan.
And Rene.
and welcome to the show.
Woo! Hey, congratulations, Nicholas Valero, for
Right,
not getting the issue wrong.
Wait, that wasn't right? That was right?
That was right.
Dang it.
I was going to say,
Dude.
I feel like you hesitated.
I did.
Just like a second for the number.
I did. I was like, oh, 113.
So you stalled because you were just like, issue 113.
It was like pause for effect.
And deliver.
I also wanted to stall just on the off chance of later on you were like, well, we can clip it in.
No. Insert the, what's his name? The physicist. What's his name? The one that has the robotic voice.
Oh, Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking's voice, yeah. Why couldn't I remember it? Dude, I'm so terrible with names. Welcome back, guys.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, issue 113 of Keeping Up with the Nerds. Do we have a couple announcements before we start the show? First of all, there's a little bit of drama between us and another podcast.
There is?
There is.
For what?
We started it, apparently.
We did?
Yeah.
Dude,
well, actually,
yeah.
I did. I started it.
All right, shirts off. Let's go.
No.
They
We're
live.
fighting out there butt naked.
Heck yeah, that's my way. It's the only way I know how.
This is one move.
My move. It's my move. If they actually know how to fight, I'm dead. Being naked is the
Second
only thing.
move, being rock hard.
That's very true. It's very true. I take 2 Viagra before actually walking out there. So that way I don't actually have to think about
No
getting
swinging.
erect.
Just straight stiff.
Oh, he's swinging.
I'm swinging it. I'm swinging it. Yes. Because once I stab, I want to put it in the hole.
Question. Anyways, what's the drama? Well, After Death podcast. Go check them out, guys. For reals.
Yeah.
Go for reals.
we started the
hang
drama,
on.
then why are we
Wait,
talking about it?
Because, okay,
ignore
friends
them.
of the show,
Ignore
After
them.
Death podcast,
They are?
Ernie and Chris, yes, okay. They were so gracious to let me on their show a couple weeks back.
Yes.
Last episode, not the last episode that came out, but the one before that one. I forget what number it is. I was a guest on that one. Pretty cool people. We recorded for about like 3 hours, but they edited it down to an hour and a half.
Okay.
We'll talk more about that later about what it is. But I was, for a bit, the most viewed episode they had with about 600, 700 views. Yeah, I was for a day, right? And then they uploaded another episode like literally a week later. And that one got 2.2K views
Dang.
within a week. So all of a sudden, Ernie's like, thanks for shouting us on your show. You guys haven't shouted us on your show. And I'm like, dude, yes, we have.
After Death podcast, guys.
Go check them out on
check
YouTube.
'em out.
You
There
happy
you
now?
go. Yeah.
You happy?
There it is. The first priority we did on the show.
When we
3 minutes in.
When we have our
Can't complain anymore.
they're not invited to our Anchorman fight in the parking lot.
Our podcast fight.
Just the Anchorman, just a bunch of podcasts.
Here's the
all
thing,
outside.
Chris is the type of person to walk out with a grenade. Steve Carell's character, I forget his name.
Yeah. Just running and throw a trident out of nowhere.
Killed a man.
Killed the guy.
You might want to leave town.
No, great people. Good episode. Go check it out at After Death
No,
Podcast on YouTube.
that was a good episode that you
Yeah.
I actually watched it. I
Yeah.
sat down and watched it.
Yeah, which is weird. I was like, oh, you
Yeah.
actually watched it, which is
Yeah,
pretty good.
I know. I was trying to find an ASMR video, but that popped up. But then I was like, maybe this will put me to sleep. But no, it
No,
didn't. It was
actually
still
pretty good.
Yeah, it was good. I loved your guys' bits that you guys had on that show.
So the thing about their show is that little behind the scenes, they record for like 3 hours
Mm-hmm.
and then they edit down to about an hour and a half. So there's like a lot of unused stuff behind the scenes
Yeah.
that they probably won't ever show. But it's just a kind of like, they're not a one and done show like we are. We're actually good at the stuff that we do, So
It's a gift.
it's a gift. No, it's not everyone can do what we do, right? No, but great people. Go check them out after death
They got
on YouTube.
1.2K. They got 1K.
2.2K. They view botted.
I was gonna
They
say,
view
did
botted.
they- I was gonna say,
Look,
did
straight
they-
up.
Wait, Are you being serious right now?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I could be.
You could be exposing them right now. I was gonna say.
Really, 109 subs at 2.2K views.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
Straight- yeah.
Honestly,
They boosted something.
They boosted it, right? It's a little, like, straight up. Like, that's fine. What are they going to do? We get like an average of 80, 90 views on YouTube. 122 subs.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
hey,
was-
thank you.
Algorithms don't work that way.
We're slowly getting there. We're growing. Not as rock hard as Nick when he gets, in a fight, but, we're getting there.
Bryan saw once. He was there.
He's a witness.
Another little shout out. So, I recently, with the announcement of Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection that happened like about a month ago, I joined a group on Facebook. It's like I forget what it's called, but it's like the Mega Man Battle Network fan group on like whatever Facebook it is.
Okay.
And I ran into a post where a guy was selling stickers, Mega Man Battle Network stickers. These are the ones. Look. Pretty sick, pretty nice, right? Little Mega Man one right here, roll sticker right here. And it's so cool because I grew up playing the Battle Network series. I think I mentioned it like a couple of issues back, right? Super excited for the Legacy Collection. I'm going to shout him out, Markel Power. I'll go ahead and show the letter right here. You can go check him out on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll showcase it in the video right here so you guys can go support him. But he sent a letter with an envelope. I won't reveal the address of where I live, but it says do not bend. So it actually took good care of the stickers. He wrote down, thank you for your support. Hope you enjoy your stickers. They make a great duo because of Mega Man and Roll. There's more projects in the works, so stay tuned. Battle routine set, execute. This is the letter right here.
Quick question. Do you know what the Japanese says?
Do not know.
So you could be putting a curse up on the wall.
Probably.
And you have no idea.
Can you see the
derogatory
Instagram and
slang
Twitter?
word.
Can you see the Instagram and Twitter on there?
No, you can't.
Right there?
Okay. Yeah.
Now you
Right there.
can.
Okay, there you go. So go check him out on Instagram and Twitter. His Instagram is Markel Power, MarquellePower. Twitter is Markel-Power. Go check out his work. Great stickers. I'm in the waiting list for the Proto Man one.
Can't you just put at the bottom of where you're right
That requires editing.
Just
Right here.
Right. Am I in the bottom or top? I'll just do this. Right there, somewhere. Right there.
There you go.
There you go. Perfect, right? There you go.
Giant.
Go check him out, guys.
He
Stickers one more time right there.
Dude, he reached and he immediately got out. He's like, I'm out of the box.
Ah!
I'm out of the box.
Also, episode 78 of Our Real Addiction is live on our YouTube channel. They talk about the Lord of the Rings, which we didn't talk about. Talked about the Game of Thrones show.
Which we did talk about.
Yeah.
We're slow.
I thought we were pointing out just obvious things.
Oh, are we talking about that? Are we talking about episode 2 in this issue?
Do you
Or
want to?
just- We can mention it. I
Yeah.
feel like
Did
In
it
all
put you to
fairness-
sleep?
it's huh?
Did it put you to sleep?
No,
It's
like
okay.
really quick. Honestly, like if I was to talk about it right now, just to get it over with.
Is this what we're going to kickstart comic strips?
No.
No.
Oh.
But but I think if anything, it still hasn't grasped me yet. It's still kind of like, I think because I've been a fan of Game of Thrones before. It was nice hearing the theme song though.
It was seeing. I liked seeing their new opening.
Yeah.
And everything else, but that's about it.
That's about it. And they introduced like a new type of threat that they're facing.
Water.
Kinda.
Oh.
It's a pirate. It's a pirate.
What?
It's the crab feeder.
Pirates.
The
Whoa.
crab feeder.
Still not gonna watch.
He's like
it.
a masked kind of pirate. I don't know.
Can I ask?
I can tell you what happens. You want me just to tell you what happens?
No.
I can tell you what happens.
I mean, if
He
I get
just
tired
said
of it,
no.
I mean, honestly, maybe after this third episode, I might get tired of it. I'm still kind of like, I'm giving it a chance.
I got asked today if I watched Game of Thrones, and I
what'd you
said
say?
no.
Yeah.
And they were super disappointed. It was a coworker at work. I don't know why. Everyone that asked me is like, "Oh, are you Game of Thrones?" And I'm like, "No." They're like,
Do they
"Oh."
not remember the ending? Like,
No, I think it's like people think that it's such a nerdy thing that anyone that's a nerd would watch it, and I'm like,
Oh, it
I
took me-
just
No, it's
don't
not.
care.
It's not
It
just
took-
because it kind of like it outreached past nerddom at a certain point.
well,
during its
it,
height.
it took
became
me. It
casual.
took me 5 years after it aired to finally watch it.
Yeah,
You know.
Never gonna watch it. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's up to your own choice. I feel like if people get into it now, I don't want anyone to relive that final season.
you know what? You know what the worst.
Oh God, no! My eyes.
You know what's interesting though? I went back and I rewatched the Game of Thrones pilot.
Yeah.
I was so more invested in that Game of Thrones pilot.
Because it's so much more compelling and interesting characters. That's why.
And
So-
you know what really sold that pilot? Peter Dinklage.
Yeah.
Peter Dinklage and Sean Bean.
There's not a Tyrion type.
carry that.
How could I say this nicely? Peter Dinklage, he was an elf, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to say it.
Wow, you're such a jerk. Wow, man. Just because he's a little person, you're automatically
No!
like
He was an elf.
He's an elf.
Automatically.
Well, that guy's
was
an elf.
He was an elf for sure.
Yeah. What was he? Why? Because he was making toys or what? Like what?
No, he was
That's
a
messed
writer.
up.
He was a writer, all right? He was a children's writer. Jesus.
Wow, dude.
So that was the second episode of House of the Dragons.
It was interesting, but at the same time, like nothing drastic happened. It's more of like you're getting more invested into these character types that are like very sneaky. They have secret agendas. And
You
stuff
see
like
people
that.
start making moves.
Yeah.
You're seeing because they're
playing the Game of Thrones.
They're very much well, because right now what's going on is you have Viserys the First. He gave away his throne to Rene. Now Rene is growing up. Viserys is now told he has to remarry.
Spoiler alert, by the way. Sorry.
Spoiler, I'm just breaking it down.
It's 2 episodes in.
Yeah,
You know?
breaking down what the episode is saying. So the entire time that he's going through new brides, who exactly he could marry.
Okay.
One of the houses, the Valerians, what they do is they say we're the 2 strongest houses in Westeros. We're from Old Valeria. Why don't you marry my daughter, who's 12? And that way we can combine our houses. When she gives you an heir, she would be pure Valerian.
Cool.
Now, and that's the shipmaster's daughter.
Wrap it up in 30 seconds.
Mind you, this is his niece.
Yeah, this is his niece.
essentially.
Wrap
is
this
his
up
niece.
in 30 seconds.
This is his niece. So what's going on is that then Daemon Viserys' brother, steals a dragon egg. They go to Dragonstone to go get the egg. The High Towers have been sneakily kind of talking to the king. Now the king isn't going to marry the High Tower's daughter, who is also best friends with Rhaenyra. So it makes everything kind of weird. And now they're dealing with the crab, the crab feeder, and Daemon and Viserion are going to, deal with that. It's a lot of politics.
Yeah,
It's
this is all I got.
politics.
This is all I got. Ready?
Yeah.
We got a bunch of names. Got
There's
a lot of moves.
That's how
I'm
I hear it.
grasping the
and
names more.
both
though.
of you guys aren't as invested 2 episodes in.
Here's
So,
here's the thing though. In the House of the Dragons, there's a lot of really cool stuff.
cool.
But I feel
Awesome.
that they really need to pick it up. I understand why they have a time jump.
Yeah.
Have you seen The Size of a Dragon? They're never gonna pick that up, dude.
Well, no, because
Size of a Dragon's too heavy.
because they haven't gotten to the war for the crown. Because the actual interesting stuff doesn't happen until Viserys dies.
So let's discuss House of the Dragons when it furthers into the plot. Yes, maybe.
I don't know. I honestly don't. I'd have to see how this week.
Love
That's the thing.
Game of Thrones fans,
It
man.
has to.
Y'all are
it's
so
all
indecisive.
about. It's episode by
No,
episode.
it's not. It's episode by episode because
Yeah.
I could easily go like, oh yeah, this show is going to get interesting for 5 episodes, but also who knows? Maybe next episode they're dealing with the crab feeder, and that's like the coolest thing in the world. That might be awesome. For all we know, that's like going to be awesome, but we don't know.
I mean, it's already been confirmed for a season 2.
Which means HBO Discovery must automatically have a good
It's gonna
handling.
It's gonna sell. It's Game of Thrones. It sells.
No,
It sells on its own.
but people had a bad taste in its mouth from the
Oh
very
yeah,
beginning.
of course. You know what moves at a faster pace? Our next segment, comic strips.
Comic shit.
Yes.
I swear to God, I thought you were gonna say Lord of the Rings, and I was gonna.
Oh no.
I thought I was gonna really laugh.
They want to hear about Lord of the Rings. Go check out Our Real Addiction.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say Lord of the Rings, and I was like, bro, you obviously have never seen Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I've never seen Lord
Never
of the
seen
Rings.
any extended editions.
I've met people that are like, oh, bro, I only watch the extended editions. That's the way to watch it.
Oh, my bad. I'm
I-
sorry.
I mean, I have the extended editions on Blu-ray, but
never seen
I
them.
mean, they are like
You must feel so
dragged out.
special.
I already take.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Dude, I
Jerk.
can take a nap any other way.
Want to borrow them? I have them here.
Oh, do you really?
I do. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Comic strips. If y'all are new to this segment of the show or just checking out this episode for the first time, this issue, excuse me, Comic strips is a segment of the show where we quickly shoot out a bunch of topics that have come out throughout the week. Short discussions, not much to talk about. Little bits and pieces that maybe you guys have heard of, haven't. We discuss it, probably not. Whatever it is. Nick's already bored. Let's move on. Hogwarts Legacy, the new game that's going to be on PlayStation, has a release date of February 10th, 2023. More information coming out where I kind of see why they're doing this, but it also pulls away from that like immersion that they're doing because supposedly this game is supposed to be super immersive. You're allowed to select what house you get sorted into.
I think that's going off of like what Pottermore, like, since you know, oh yeah, I'm a Ravenclaw. I'm gonna choose Ravenclaw. You know, that's my house.
I guess.
Here's my thing though. I would love it if it had a quiz. It had like a Pottermore quiz
There
at the
you
very
go.
beginning.
Yeah, that would
be-
have. I think maybe they're going to be doing that.
That would be really cool if it was kind of like a Pottermore quiz, like where it asked you 10 questions and it was like, cool,
You
got
end
sorted.
up in Hufflepuff every
You
time.
got sorted.
Oh
you got
my
sorted.
God.
No, but I think that would be interesting though. Of like, there is an option for this is what you got sorted into, and then there's a where you can choose what house you're in
Yeah.
because there is that option with the sorting hat of you can the sorting hat will either put you in a house or you can choose your house.
Do you guys know what house you
depending
guys
how it
belong
is.
to?
I'm a
Gryffindor.
Ravenclaw.
You're a Gryffindor?
I'm a Gryffindor.
That makes sense. Because
Why?
I'm also a Gryffindor. That's why we butt heads.
Yeah, it's because you're dumb.
Shut up.
And you got a butt head.
You're a Ravenclaw?
I'm a Ravenclaw.
So you're like Andy. I feel bad for Hufflepuffs.
Why?
People assumed I
Because-
was a Hufflepuff, which I think that makes me even
feel-
more
I-
mad.
Should you be are you offended?
A little bit, because
Why?
like they go like because it's funny how they just assume. It's just like I tell them I'm a
If you're
Ravenclaw,
a-
they're like, "Oh, you're a Ravenclaw."
It-
I was like,
It's really
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
I have
What
a lot-
of it, man?
I have a
What
lot
do
of
you do?
friends who were put into Slytherin. I have a lot of Slytherin friends.
I feel like Slytherin are more the hardcore Harry Potter
So
fans.
no,
Yeah.
that's a lie. They're
No.
hardcore Harry Potter fans. Oh, I have a Deathly Hallows tattoo on my arm. Who freaking cares?
That's
No,
like
I feel-
every
Shut
other-
up.
No,
It's like
I-
every fifth person
Yeah.
at a con.
no.
Like they have
I-
a Deathly Hallows tattoo either behind their neck, on their arms.
Oh, I
'cause-
have the Death Eater tattoo or something like that. It's like no one cares, dude.
Because like in like 2 weeks when I go to that wedding, that guy he is a Slytherin.
That
And he's
sucks.
like, and it was so funny.
groom?
Yeah, the groom. The groom's a Slytherin, and his wife I think is a Gryffindor.
So,
which I think is really funny because I was telling him when we go that what was it? I was going to give him a Gryffindor like little like baby onesie for when he had- as like part of their wedding gifts.
You're so
and he was,
messed up.
and he was just like, I swear to God, if you do that, I will stab you.
That's such a Slytherin thing to say. There's two people I can't stand. People who think that you're a Hufflepuff because they make it seem like they feel sorry for you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Or hardcore Slytherin people because they don't shut up about it and they're like super proud Slytherins. And I'm like, y'all know that Salazar Slytherin was kind of an asshole. Nobody was misunderstood. No. He didn't listen to My Chemical Romance and feel emo. He was an asshole.
Right.
Yeah, and Godric Gryffindor was not any better, but we can at least understand that. We're on the right side of history.
In all-
Slytherins are not. We'll put it that way. Someone in the comments section is like, "How dare you?
I'm triggered.
I'm triggered. I'm a Slytherin. Take that back." No.
I really want to go to the American School for Wizarding and see what their houses are.
Did you see
Like,
the
'cause
key-
You know the
feel
drama
scared.
that happened with that, right?
I just want Bubba Ray. I want Bubba Ray from the hillbilly house where like they basically just live in a trailer park.
I will tell you.
in the back of the mansion.
Oh, welcome to the wizarding school.
Welcome to the wizarding school, son.
Now, kids,
Spin the
it's
jar.
a swish and flick and pop open your pants.
Yeah, just because she's your sister doesn't mean she's off limits.
Whoa. Okay.
Well, that's what
J.K. Rowling.
That's
relax.
what Harry Potter and Game of Thrones.
I'll tell you the the J.K. Rowling drama afterwards. It has to do with racism, so not surprising.
Oh, is it about her new book?
No, it's about how she made the Native American witches. Like, basically, I'll tell you more afterwards,
Wow.
but it's pretty messed up. Moving on. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Tenoch Huerta. The actor that's playing Namor the Submariner.
Oh, yeah.
He actually came out, revealed that he did not know how to swim prior to acquiring the role. So, interesting little piece right there. Assassin's Creed Mirage announced. Finally revealed. It is a new Assassin's Creed game that's going to be releasing sometime soon, but the full announcement will be coming September 10th alongside their showcase called Ubisoft Forward. So it is going to kind of bring back the original gameplay mechanics. It's a smaller world. They said it's compared to something like Assassin's Creed 2 or Assassin's Creed 3 and more focus on stealth. So it's pulling away from the Odyssey and the Origins vibes and Valhalla with a big map and more of like RPG elements.
Was Valhalla the last Assassin's Creed game? Okay.
I haven't played it. I just didn't care.
For this
Never
one,
played them.
What I really, because here's the thing though, before they did that, they were posting a lot about Ezio. Like Ubisoft was like just consistently like just putting up pictures of Ezio and kind of
Keep in mind
going
though.
back.
Keep in mind Ezio is their big seller.
Exactly. He is
Ezio is
he
their
is
big seller.
he is the most. Him and Altair are the two most popular assassins.
Because Ezio was the youngest and we saw him grow up and die.
Yes.
Altair is
we
the
didn't see him.
original.
We didn't get to see him die.
Yeah, he does.
Not in the games.
Yeah, he does.
He does
He
not
sits
die in
down
the
on the
games.
throne with the apple of Eden and just dies.
Ezio?
Yeah.
That's not how he dies.
That's how he dies.
That's not how he
He
dies.
dies on the throne.
I will hurt you.
I will hurt you. I will fight you.
That is not how he dies.
Butt ass naked. In front of Uptown Whittier right
Ezio
now.
Auditore dies on a park bench.
Oh, not Altair. Not. No, yeah. Okay, we'll talk about it later. I gotta move on.
Altair dies.
Oh,
holding
we're gonna
the
move
apple.
on, Nick. We're not fighting right now.
Yes, we are.
Not for the people.
Altair dies on that.
Nicole Kidman to do an AMC ad sequel
Dude, why? I don't even
because
like that. I don't like
people
that ad at all.
keep memeing it, and y'all need to shut up. Let her be.
Dude, I don't like that ad at all. I hate
They're
that
doing
ad.
an ad to that sequel.
Oh,
or
that's
a
right.
sequel to the ad, excuse me.
Why?
Yeah.
Because people are dumb.
I don't like that ad.
There
You
are
don't need to
people
like
that
it.
honestly will praise that.
You know
which,
what?
That's shocking to me. But at
What
the
do you
same
mean?
time,
That's
praise it?
fine.
Like, what,
Yeah.
I'm very confused at what you mean by like.
they
praise it.
honestly are like they'll get like emotional about it. It's
About what?
No,
about
they-
Nicole Kidman.
Here's my problem, okay?
Okay, what's
Here's
She's
my
in a
problem.
sparkly
Every
outfit.
time
Like,
I
what?
go to the movies with Andy, okay, that ad shows up and she starts laughing, and I'm like, I'm immersed in this experience. Why are you laughing at Nicole Kidman? Just let her be.
Yeah.
Let her exist.
Yeah.
She's not doing anything wrong. Just talk
smash.
about the movies. Stop.
You wouldn't smash with Nicole Kidman?
Oh my God. Moving on.
He would. He would.
New Winnie the Pooh horror movie gets a trailer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do y'all see that?
Yeah. I've already
Yeah,
seen
is
it.
interesting.
I've already seen it. It's
Yeah.
not. I mean, it doesn't. I wasn't expecting a lot from it.
It's a B tier
yeah.
horror movie. Whatever. It's funny that it's happening.
Listen, it's a movie that they're trying to put out before the rights go somewhere.
Put it out. Hurry up.
While it's no, I'm being serious. It's,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
why it's why
Well,
it's being
it's funny
released
how
so fast.
it's that's the thing. They push production then really fast.
Yeah.
No, they did because
Yeah.
This was done in a year, I think.
Yeah, within the year they cast it, filmed
The
it,
budget.
and now they're releasing it.
50,000. I don't know, something dumb. Well, I looked that up. Kevin Feige reveals that originally his plans for Abomination was to sink him to the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah,
We
well,
wouldn't have had him in She-Hulk, so that's an interesting tidbit.
That
Last,
yeah. Go ahead.
last piece of information. Xbox, Microsoft comes out with some huge announcements this week, including a family plan announcement for Game Pass Ultimate. If you're not familiar with Game Pass Ultimate, it is their subscription-based service where you get to download games for quote-unquote free and play them on Xbox or PC. Full list of games. Their catalog is massive. They have EA Play, so some EA games are on there. They just acquired Activision, so some Activision games will be on there. Bethesda games like Fallout. All these big games are going to be on Game Pass Ultimate, and now for a lower price, you get to share your subscription with family and friends. And they're also updating Windows 11 to include the ability to manage your subscriptions on your computer.
I'm more interested to see if whether or not if the other added subscriptions that you may have added onto your Game Pass, if whether or not
They
those would be
probably will.
available.
They said that their best way of assuming how it's going to handle is the same way that you handle any Windows subscription like Microsoft Office.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing. So, I mean, it's interesting. They're moving forward with it.
Well,
Pretty
because
interesting. So.
on mine, I have EA Play, also Ubisoft.
EA Play is free.
Huh?
EA Play is free in the game in the Ultimate Pass
Well, I mean
the premium tier.
the Ubisoft one.
Oh, yeah.
The Ubisoft Plus. Ubisoft Plus. If you have it, you can link it to your what was it? To your Xbox Play, and then it'll play off your computer.
Gotcha. So that pretty much concludes comic strips. Anything you guys want to talk about before we move on to our main topic of today's issue?
Oh,
Did you find
what was
the
it? Yeah, what was her
Winnie
name?
Pooh?
I gave it to her.
No, they haven't disclosed the budget.
Cowards. It's called Winnie Pooh, Blood and Honey. Interesting title. Today's main topic of discussion for issue 113, Marvel. Wow. We get to move away from DC. Are we going to have DC watch?
Yeah.
This issue?
Yeah, we still have.
we still have to.
Build suspense, guys.
I'm just letting you know.
I'm being honest with our listeners.
Yeah, you're going to expect DC Watch still not out of the
Still
news.
nothing, yeah.
Why Marvel, though? Well, a bunch of pieces of information have come out, specifically Taika Waititi, which kind of started out as a small rumor, then it started building up into something massive, where supposedly Marvel kicked him out, said you're no longer going to be doing Thor 5 because of the box office quote unquote flop that Thor 4 was.
See, I don't understand how.
What's the? Can you look up what Thor made in?
Keep in mind, if it's not over a couple million, it didn't break even. It sucks. But here's the thing,
I'm letting you know right now.
Uh-huh.
It made at least 300 million.
which is fine. But if it didn't crack open, if it's not like 100 million plus over, it didn't break the bank. It wasn't anything big for them. Here's my question. Okay, we can all agree. Thor: Love and Thunder.
748 million.
What was the budget?
Let's see.
Did we all like Thor: Love and Thunder?
I did.
I did. I didn't mind it. I had no gripes with it.
But you, Rene, kept telling me that people kept walking into the store
Yeah.
and telling you that they didn't like it.
250 million. Was
So
the budget.
500 million.
That's a very, very. Wait, is that total budget, including marketing?
Marketing could be a little more.
It's certainly more than what Thor Ragnarok was. Thor Ragnarok cost 180 million.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, let me ask you this, Rene. Out of the people that came into the store to ask you about your opinion on Thor: Love and Thunder,
Yeah.
was most of it negative or was most of it positive?
So I told them. So I would say I didn't mind it. It was a fun movie. I liked it and enjoyed it. And then I would just have people be like, "Really?" And I go, "Yeah." And they go, "Like, did you like get it? There's nothing wrong with it?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't. I didn't see anything wrong with it."
Okay.
And they just tell me that it was too funny, or it was, Thor wasn't represented well in here and stuff like that.
How is Thor not represented well though?
I think they're more comparing it to like how the comic book Thor is, but at the same time,
But
I'm like,
comic book Thor now is basically movie Thor, right?
Well, but also comic book Thor is kind of an idiot.
yeah,
Like
he's more kind of like,
he's much more of a fish out of water.
yeah.
He's a
So
lot more a fish out of water than Thor is. No, but for Thor: Love and Thunder, it really does kind of branch properly into that. Hey, Thor has a lot of stuff that we haven't dealt with. He lost his mom. He lost his dad. He killed his sister. His brother died. Half the people in the universe died. And died. He then had post-traumatic stress after murdering Thanos. Then everybody comes back, and then he leaves with the Guardians. Okay, but you can say, oh yeah, like the fight with Thanos, that was his like catharsis.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. He just pulled his stuff together so that way he could fight the good fight. He's a warrior. He just kind of put it all together and went, I'm gonna put this box up in the wall, up in the shelf, and I'll deal with it later.
yeah,
This is a movie of Thor having that existential crisis of, what does it mean to be Thor?
it's
Like,
the last thorn on his side was finally put to rest.
Yeah.
With what's her name?
Jane Foster.
Jane Foster.
Yeah.
Right.
Because that was Especially how they explained how they broke up.
Mm-hmm.
It was more of like an open-ended breakup where they just stopped talking. They never had closure.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to say this. Out of everyone that I've spoken to who does not like this, all right, because on the After Death podcast, Ernie was just adamant about the fact that they did not like it. Ernie and Chris, right? Personally, for me, it felt like it was a lot more personal. I just don't like this movie. That's fine. You don't like this movie because it's your own personal opinion. That's understandable. The thing is, it's a Taika Waititi movie through and through.
Yeah. Okay.
This is his way of doing things, right? And I understand it. Well, some directors direct movies, the same way they've always directed movies, and the movies don't come out well. For some people, they don't like Alien Covenant, right? They don't.
Yeah.
It's still Ridley Scott's.
It's a Ridley
Scott
movie.
directed movie.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he
so
was behind the camera, but it doesn't mean he made a good movie.
exactly. So from a movie perspective, I can agree. It's not a well-directed, well-built movie. I personally like it because the Alien franchise didn't go through a good process after Aliens.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
So it was good to kind of get that original Ridley Scott movie that he wanted to do for Aliens, even though it wasn't a good one. It's the same thing here, right? Thor Love and Thunder is a Thor movie directed by Taika Waititi in the fashion of Taika. And it's really well done. So most people are approaching this saying, I just don't like this movie, and therefore it's not a good movie.
Yeah. Plus, you have directors when they usually like 8 times out of 10 when they make a sequel to a movie that was very well done and praised for their first one. When they do a next one, it usually doesn't go well half the time because a lot of people have a lot of expectations and stuff like that.
I feel like nobody really knew what they wanted for this Thor.
Oh yeah.
Like I feel like no matter what was gonna come out, I feel like no one, like, if you had such high expectations for that movie, and you were like, well, obviously they're gonna go on, because what everybody originally thought was he was gonna go on a trip with the Guardians.
Yeah.
That's what everybody thought the movie was gonna be about.
No, I knew they were going to be written off in the beginning.
I knew too,
Yeah.
but a lot of people didn't.
That's the thing, and I feel like they don't know how Marvel movies run because I feel like they want to save all of that for Guardians 3.
Exactly, and I feel like that was like a big thing where you see like, oh well, Thor's gonna be he's leaving with the Guardians. Oh well, that means that the Guardians are going to be in Thor 3. I mean in Thor 4. Awesome. I guess they're going to be an integral part in kind of dealing with the ending. No, they're not. Jane Foster's coming. Cool. Jane Foster is going to be Thor. Oh, how's that going to work out? Oh, well, she's going to be very empowered. She's going to do all these other things. Oh, but she has cancer in the comic books. Oh, well, maybe they'll just do away with that. And then she has cancer in there. There was just so many things that people wanted to see from the comics and everything else.
People wanted to see like Jane Foster take over
as Thor, and then she dies.
Yeah, she dies.
So I'm going to draw a complete parallel. We can totally relate to this. Ready?
Okay.
We have enough Marvel movies that the casual fans are now the pretentious comic book nerds.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Because what ends up happening is, and we see this in comic books all the time, right?
Yeah.
Peter Parker's not written this way. I don't like how this guy's writing this comic book. Batman doing this makes no sense. It's the same kind of like scenario we're getting with Marvel movies.
Yeah. They think they know these characters, but they really don't.
Y'all don't, dude. I'm sorry. Hey, casual fans, y'all don't know these characters. You guys don't read the books. I'm sorry. Read the books. Get into the comic books. Have experience with that. Then you realize how stupid the stories could get. Then you'll understand what a good mediocre story looks like. That's as simple as it is.
Yeah.
We go through that crap constantly, year by year.
Yeah.
How many times does DC rewrite its entire universe? Once every like 2 years.
But
right?
I also feel like people were thinking that it was going to be a lot more, because Gore the God Butcher, that entire like series is dark. Like that's a dark series.
It is.
He's a very compelling villain.
He's a very compelling villain.
Yeah.
It's very dark, very bloody, very, he's killing a lot of gods, and he just seems like a real cool, really awesome person.
You can't do that in a movie that's rated PG-13 though.
But you did do it in Ragnarok.
Kinda.
No, you did.
With what?
With Hela. She comes in, she beats up the warrior. She kills the Warriors 3 in like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
She also beats
yeah.
she beats Heimdall. She beats everybody else. She
Thor.
takes over Asgard within an hour?
So then the frustration should be, if you wanted more Gore the God Butcher, maybe they wanted to focus on that rather than Thor getting his moment of revelation.
They wanted to be a Gore movie and not a Thor movie.
But then it's kind of weird to want that though.
What? I thought it was funny.
It was.
You want a high five? Stop! No, but I completely understand. But this is where it comes, like, this is where the perspective needs to come in, right? Mm-hmm. A movie, you can't fit 5 to 10 comic book stories or comic books in a 1.5 hour, 2 hour movie.
I think Gore's series itself was what, a year and a half?
Yeah, you can't fit all that.
Yeah, it's
in
like
the
a
movie.
year and a half worth of storytelling. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think you could.
There's no way. So Gore, it was just a supporting cast member in this, while Thor needed to find how to get that Thorn off his side, right?
I think if anything, I do agree with the notion of like should have more gore in it of the God Butcher. Like maybe show him like kill 2 more gods at least. You know, show how his wrath is.
Yeah, show
how powerful he is, and he is very powerful. He
got beaten by a bunch of kids.
Yeah, with the necro sword. Yeah,
and I feel like that's also the thing that people are not. I thought it was adorable as hell. I loved it
with the kids.
With the kids all
so cute,
gaining the power of Thor, and they're all like fighting them off.
temporarily.
Like temporarily, all of them gain the power of Thor, and they're like kind of like the new champions, which. Obviously, we're going to have like the new Avengers or the new Asgardians or whatever it is. I mean, I can already see a TV show where it's like, oh, yeah, all the kids from all those kids are on their own little adventures.
But you can't have that, Nick, because people want dark storylines. They want violence. They want
go watch
sex.
A DC movie. Go watch.
They can't
Batman
because Zack
versus
Snyder's
Superman.
not on there anymore.
Go
watch
Batman
Man of
versus
Steel.
Yeah.
The best Superman movie of all time.
No, it's not.
Well, some people say it is.
It's really not.
Tell him, Nick. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Tell the people right there.
Dude, Superman 2. Come on.
So aggressive.
It's Superman
Well, because
2.
he looks at me and I'm like, what do you want? I'm not the one saying it. I'm speaking for the people behind the camera.
Well, the people are dumb. It's
People
not my
don't know
fault.
what they want.
And we lost subscribers.
No,
All of our
no, hold on. In all fairness, people don't know what they want, and they imagine that Marvel is going to make the best possible decision in order to make this movie good. But the other problem that you have is once you get to that ending, where do we put Thor at the end of this for future stories?
Yes.
Now, if we just kill Gore and then we kill Jane Foster and we do nothing else, then it's a real problem. But how do we get Eternity to come back? And now we have Eternity inside of the Marvel movies. Let's give him love. Let's give him a daughter or a niece. Or
The one
whatever.
that can carry the torch moving forward.
Yeah, who can carry the torch moving forward, and she's worthy enough to carry Mjolnir and also carry around Stormbreaker. We need a person who can move the story forward. Yes, questions are after class. I apologize.
Behind the scenes, Andy's here in the studio. She's
Yeah.
enjoying the
Just
AC.
scream it out.
That's all
Scream it
is.
out. What is it?
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I think.
You could put the mic closer to her face.
That's
Well,
true.
that mic's off.
That
Yeah.
mic's
That mic's
off.
off.
Here,
You
here.
could.
Mic right there.
Oh, thanks. My question, or I guess it's not a question; it's a comment.
Yes.
I'm thinking that Chris Hemsworth's daughter just got a job with Marvel.
Oh yeah, that is Chris Hemsworth's daughter, isn't
Yes.
it? Yeah, that's right.
So I'm just saying because I've made an assumption of like, there's a lot of younger people getting introduced into the Marvel and the MCU. So I'm just thinking I don't think we're gonna see Chris Hemsworth that much anymore. Like everybody's like from the original Avengers aren't going to be showing up as much anymore. I think they're getting killed off, or so I just think she just got a job.
Well,
That's my comment.
the thing is that I wouldn't be surprised at all if they recast Love. If Love is a different person because it's been a couple of years. She's older now, so she's somebody else.
So
it's a different actress that can actually hold. Because I'm not saying that Chris Hemsworth's daughter can't hold a captive audience in her own in her own right, but also we could get somebody who's more experienced and everything else.
Going alongside that, right? Let's throw this theory out here, right?
Uh-huh.
So Andy's comment about Chris Hemsworth's daughter getting a job, and
Yeah.
this is her role moving forward, right? We can kind of agree that Phase 4 for Marvel is the test run, right? COVID struck. Oh my God, we don't know what to do. We don't know what to name this, but it's the This is a keeping up with the nerds terminology officially
aftermath.
by us. It's the aftermath phase.
Yeah.
It's the aftermath
Yeah.
phase. That's what we call it. They call it that way. I want a check. I want Marvel to write us a check because that's our name. But it's an aftermath phase, right?
No, it's rebuilding.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right? No, it's aftermath.
No, but
it's
what
it's
you're
more of a
doing in the aftermath.
It's more of a
It's rebuilding.
It's a
reconstruction.
rebuild.
It's a
Okay, but
reconstruction.
Can we, can we call it the aftermath? Because I want that check if they do it. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Aftermath / rebuilding.
Okay.
That
after,
way,
It's not
after,
as fluid.
after rebuild. Okay.
after
Why can't we just call it the reconstruction?
the remath.
the re-
The remath.
I hate
So,
both of
point being is this, right? We just went to go see Spider-Man again for the 8th time,
And you cried.
and I cried again. It's a good movie. Stop.
Not enough to cry.
Yes.
Dude, people thought we were breaking up with you.
The first time I want to go watch. What was I supposed to do? You can't
yeah, the
expect
first
Tobey
time.
Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland swinging around and doing the cool poses on the Statue of Liberty. What do you want me to do? Not cry?
I don't know,
I
but
didn't.
it really did look like Andy had broke up with you in the middle of the movie, and then you were weeping
yeah.
like a baby, going. And then once you got out of the movie, you didn't want to say anything to anybody, and
'Cause
you
I
kept
was
looking at it.
destroyed, dude.
And then Andy was like, "Oh, it's okay, babe. We're going home." And then you were like, "Don't touch me." And I was like, "Well,
Too soon.
yeah, it's too soon." And then we were like, "Well, did Andy break up with him in the middle of the movie? Like, what happened?" So, yes.
It's a good movie.
It's a good movie.
We
It was
went-
a good movie
It was
with
aight.
extra scenes.
Yes. So it was
I
11 minutes worth
understand
of
why the scenes were
content.
taken out. I
Yeah.
understand.
It was a good. Okay, so I saw this tweet by an old coworker of mine. He said that this is the definite version of No Way Home. I can't agree with that after watching this movie because those scenes were they're deleted scenes.
For a
There's maybe
reason.
only 2 that maybe should have stayed.
Yeah.
And it was, I think we agreed it was the elongated spoiler if you guys are wanting to see it. The elongated conversation between Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield.
I do like seeing Happy with Matt Murdock.
Yes, and that scene
That
was
was
also
good.
necessary.
That scene is also pretty good too of him. Oh, because it's really funny of thinking this also got Happy further in trouble.
Yeah.
Of Happy seeing the villains walking into his house,
Yeah.
and then immediately going, "I have to go," and just like Matt Murdock going, "What just happened?"
Happy
My
stop
client-
sweating.
Yeah.
No.
How do you
How do
do
you do
that?
So there were good scenes, right?
'cause
That
you
were
smell.
necessary.
That's why.
So
Yeah, Happy looks like he just smells like onions.
John Favreau.
Yeah.
I want to work with them. Don't insult him, all right?
No, John Favreau smells like Melurons. and I'm
John
okay with that.
Favreau smells of success, all right? I'll suck up to him until I get a job
You
with
don't
him.
even know what a Meluron is. How dare you?
Oh my god. Anyways, before Nick starts insulting me again, all right? We were discussing that it feels like what Marvel was trying to do with the release of No Way Home again, I forget what it was called. It was like an extended. They had a title for this extended sequel.
It was
But
just the extended version, wasn't it?
it was something weird. It was like the happy whatever it is. I don't know. Remember? But point being, it felt like they were retrying something, right? It felt like they were retesting the audience to see if maybe if this movie brought in more money, right? Would it be possible and financially a good option to sign Tom Holland on for more movies and TV shows to keep him there?
See, my thinking is that wasn't what it was. It was a test for.
What do you think it was for?
I think it's a test to see if whether or not we release an extended version of Thor, are people willing to go?
It could be. Like, this does feel like it's a test run of some sorts. They're just making money off this test run.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like if I have an extended version of Thor, so that way we can get to that box office number that we need,
Uh-huh.
and re-release it in the movie theaters, and we say that it's an extended version of the movie that'll add into its box office. More people would go. It would bump up its total budget.
The incentive to do something more with it, right?
Yeah. And
'Cause-
and it's so easy to do. Literally, just re-edit those scenes in, pop it out, and people go bonkers for it.
Yeah.
I was actually really surprised though that our movie theater was super empty.
It was a third, maybe a little under half full.
Yeah.
Like there was a bit of an audience.
there were people behind us. I knew that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they wouldn't
It's
shut
enough. It was enough that I think that this movie, if it were to go head to head with Maverick, Top Gun, this would be Top Gun in the number one spot. As of right now, we don't know if it beat it in the weekend box office.
In all fairness, Brian, as much as you love this movie, Top Gun is the better movie.
From an adrenaline perspective, yes.
No.
From an emotional perspective, no.
What are you talking about?
Nah, I think I'm good.
Dude. Really?
Yeah, from an adrenaline perspective, I walked out there wanting to fly a jet. From Spider-Man, I walked out crying.
I feel that Top Gun is the better movie. It really is. It's the better constructed movie.
Yeah, but I can't do my boy Spider-Man like that dirty.
You're not doing him dirty. You're just saying reality. That's just a reality.
You're just
thing.
like, okay, Tom Cruise was pretty dope.
Unless
point.
Tom Holland comes out and says
Yeah.
like it's okay, you can say Tom Cruise is dope, then I'll say it. Right now, I listen to Tom Holland and Tom Holland only, and Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield.
What about if Toby says it?
That's fine.
Would
I
you-
said I listened to all of them.
Okay.
Okay,
What if they disagree?
you're done.
Would you take a side?
What?
It's time to pick a side.
Peter 1, Peter 2, or Peter 3?
Yeah.
Which
one
side
do
of
you
this?
pick?
Which side of this war are you on?
Spider Civil War.
So going back to
Dude,
the
that would
topic.
be sick.
So-
That's
oh,
gotta be
the
a
Civil-
comic.
Battle
Secret Wars?
of the Spider
They're
Dimensions.
coming back. They're coming back for Secret
Secret
Wars.
Wars.
Yeah, they're coming back for Secret Wars.
That's the-
you heard it here. Issue 113. They're coming back for Secret Wars.
That's the only thing that makes sense. Because
Yeah.
also they did have the little thing of, oh yeah, I'm gonna get your phone numbers. Like, let me get your number after the battle.
yeah.
And inside of
We should do this again.
into the Spidey, but also into the Spideyverse, they actually have ways of communicating through dimensions.
Yeah.
And talking to each other.
So they're coming back.
Will we get Miles?
Yes,
I want a Miles.
we're gonna.
I
get
want a
Miles.
live action Miles.
Not to have a live action Miles is money loss for Marvel.
Definitely.
It's a black Spider-Man. It
Also, just
sells.
retire. Also, not retire Peter, but just let him succeed.
Yeah, you went on a whole rant for like 15 minutes in the parking lot.
Why does he
you're
always have to be poor?
You're not wrong.
Why
okay?
does he
You're
always
not
have to be poor?
wrong. You are right. Okay.
He's got to be a poor boy.
Yeah.
Why does he always have to lose suck? All right. Why does he
sees-
suck so much?
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, Peter Parker has a little bit of success. Oh well, that we can't have that.
No.
we gotta send him back to his origins.
We got to take him down a couple of notches.
Yeah.
To wrap up this topic, because we still have DC Watch
Yeah. Whatever.
and She-Hulk, because it's starting to get a little bit weird. To wrap up this, it does feel like Marvel is test running a lot of stuff. It does. With this release of Spider-Man, with the things that are going to be coming out as well, it does feel like right now they know what they want to do with Phase 5 and Phase 6. They have a plan. COVID's done, quote-unquote done. They don't have to deal with any more delays, knock on wood. They understand what they're doing. They're just testing the last bits and pieces to see what to do moving forward. Because these actors are getting expensive. Benedict Cumberbatch, Tom Holland, Chris Hemsworth.
What are you talking about? Benedict Cumberbatch was already expensive.
Exactly, but they're getting
Yeah.
more expensive.
When they hired
So
hired
when
him,
they
he was
need-
already expensive.
but they're getting more
Which
expensive.
I love now is that instead of using Doctor Strange, they'll just use
Wong.
Wong.
Wong, yeah. And he's been popping in more and more, right?
Yeah.
So it is a test run.
Yeah.
Do we have any last final thoughts before we move on to DC Watch? Bum, bum, bum.
Well, because Benedict Wong he's pretty game for anything.
Yeah.
He loves playing the Sorcerer Supreme.
He loves playing Wong.
Yeah.
So it works out. I'm more curious to see where Shang-Chi kind of cuts in.
Why did I think Shang-Chi as soon as he said it? I was like, oh my God. I was thinking about the same thing. Go on.
I want to see where that cuts in, because we know that Shang-Chi is in between this what was it? The She-Hulk and the what was it? And what's going on inside of the Abomination fighting and everything else.
Yeah.
So we know Shang-Chi has already happened.
Yes.
Because we were there for the events that we're seeing.
Yes.
I'm wondering where Shang-Chi is right now.
Yeah.
What is he dealing with? And also, because they were going, oh yeah, the 10 rings, they're emitting something, and it's kind of like it's a call sign calling out to
There's
somebody.
a lot of setup. Because
There's a lot of setup
Miss
for
Marvel ends up. Miss Marvel said the whole mutant thing, and then she disappears, and Larson shows up at the end. The Shang-Chi thing is still kind of out in the open.
You don't like Brie Larson? No, it's because she's a woman.
No, it's because
No,
she says things that are just kind of like annoying.
She's very opinionated.
On the connection of Shang-Chi and the end credit scene to that, there's a symbol that looks like,
Miss Marvel.
yes.
I have to look at it. But I will say this. There was an interview that came out with Mark Ruffalo. The way it was titled kind of pissed me off because the article was that he was going to retire as the Hulk. And then his interview was like, I'll play the character as long as they want me to. And I'm like, why'd you title it that way?
Because people want clickbait.
And it worked because I clicked on it. So, there's that. It is interesting, though. I do got to look into that Shang-Chi theory because, I don't know. Seems kind of weird that the Ms. Marvel logo would be on there because it's just a logo. It's not like, anything important. So, we'll see. Moving on. DC Watch. Bum, bum, bum. Mm-hmm. What's new with DC, guys? Are you sad?
They got rid of fandom.
All right, Eric Cartman, relax.
You know what?
Woo! DC Fandom canceled, baby. Let's do this.
You know what? In all fairness,
No, in all fairness.
I don't.
I'm happy.
I just don't get it.
I do. I'm glad.
Why?
I guess I'm more of the
Feed
lines
me
of
those
like
tears.
I'm more of the lines of like, oh, they probably did it just because of money.
Yeah.
They're cleaning house. So they're looking at what Warner Brothers has put into money wise.
Yeah.
And saw probably they got nothing back from the fandom events, and just been like,
No,
well,
but the thing is that they did though. They really did because you were getting all this hype. You really were getting a lot of hype.
no, physically they weren't getting money back. I think.
Well, I understand that, but it was a lot of money to promote all of your things all at once, and we
definitely.
could.
As
And
you
it's like
can see, we have a live DC fan defending Warner Brothers Discovery moves.
No,
his
I'm not.
frustration shows directly in his eyes.
No, I
never
I-
stare at them directly in the eye. I will kill you. Ah!
No, anyway, before I was so rudely interrupted
by a Spider-Man.
by a Spider-Man Marvel fan. God, make sure to keep that. Yeah. I don't know what his obsession is.
I gotta wash you down. Hold on.
I don't know what their obsession is with making sure Peter Parker is a boy.
Hey, remind me when
That's
DC
a weird-
Fandom is.
that's the weird
Remind me
stuff
when
right
DC
there.
Fandom is.
Huh?
When is DC Fandom?
What is this?
When?
Yeah, when?
Non-existent. now.
Exactly.
It doesn't happen now.
I'm
Now-
sad though.
Now Bryan doesn't have to wake up at 9:00 in the morning.
No breakfast burritos.
Yeah, no breakfast burritos for you now. One of the funniest things I've heard in a while is, Andy, Nick's here. He brought burritos. I'll be right there.
Instant mood change.
Like it was that thing of like, I could have swore in her voice it was like, why is he here? It's so early.
dang.
Why is Nick in my house? And just hearing, he brought food. I love him. I'm gonna
It
make
works.
coffee.
There's two things that'll get her out of bed: coffee and food. That's it.
But what I'm saying is that you put a lot of money into this marketing event of getting all these people, all of these creators, all these announcements, and really setting a tone for this is what our 2-year plan is. This is what our 3-year plan is. It's better than us having to go to than you going to Comic-Con, spending a bunch of money for not only developing and promoting everything, but also I have to then get a booth. I have to pay Comic-Con in order for us to get
You gotta
in order
pay
for all these
people.
things. I have to pay people. I have to pay all these other things instead of me just. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of effort. Where I can now shoot fandom over 2 months, and then I just literally go boop. It's play. And that's it. And then it just plays online on our website, which also directs traffic back to our website because it then shows, oh yeah, like you're on our website now, and then everything that's there, you can see it popping up and you could buy it right then and there.
Yeah.
It was a perfect marketing plan.
So here's my theory, right? So Warner Brothers Discovery is just putting down everything from this, from this part. They're basically shutting it all down. If it doesn't make any money, they're throwing it away. And I feel like DC Fandom, like you said, Rene, is not generating money, but it is generating attention. Here's the thing. Marvel killed it at Comic-Con this year. So why are you going to do a half-assed DC Fandom if Marvel killed it at Comic-Con? Not only that, Marvel's going to kill it this month as well. Because what's coming up this month?
Oh,
D23.
Yeah.
And that's probably where we're going to get those movies that were unannounced.
Exactly.
And
So
trailers that
Warner
weren't released.
So how much do you want to bet that Warner Brothers Discovery said, there's no way that we can compete with what they're releasing right now? People are going to look at us at DC Fandom and think we're a laughing stock. Because the comic books, even though it does sell and the community do come in and buy those things, it's not a big enough market to generate enough attention, right? Their big items are the movies. What was last year's biggest announcement? The Batman.
The Batman trailer.
Well, it was the Batman, Black Adam, Shazam trailer,
and Flash
Flash.
teaser.
But their big
casting
one,
for casting and trailer for.
you might as well just say the Aquaman cartoon.
The Aquaman cartoon was there along with its sing along, which
on iTunes.
Only on iTunes.
only on iTunes.
Why the heck do I want to do that?
Why would I want to do that? That is the moment I learned. If I want to find out anything honest from Andy, ask her at 9:00 in the morning.
The burrito in hand.
With a burrito in hand and some coffee in her hand, and then go, "Is this a good idea?" And she'd go,
Nope.
"No, it's a terrible idea. Why would you want?" Because otherwise, she's like, "Oh well, maybe who knows? Yeah. Maybe if we had to, maybe." And then 9:00 in the morning with nothing in her belly,
Straightforward.
just straight up. That's a
Done.
dumb idea.
But that's the thing is, out of all those things that you just said, Nick, the big title of DC Fandom was the Batman. That was the big thing. What is the next big thing that's supposed to come out for DC this year?
Should have been the Flash.
But
And
Ezra Miller happened.
Black Adam's the only one
Black-
that's coming out.
Black Adam's
in
not a big
October.
enough name. It's Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Yeah,
you
that's
know
all you need.
That's
honestly,
that's it.
he's
He,
right.
he did the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He has tequila.
Yeah.
He's like the Ryan Reynolds of acting, except buffer.
Yeah.
All he needs to do is buy a soccer club. That's it.
That's it. Oh, dude.
He's probably gonna buy a football team. Much.
No.
He
What
actually-
if? What
he
if?
already
You,
does?
He already does have a football
He
team.
has a football league.
Oh,
yeah, that's right. The
That makes
XFL.
sense.
Yeah, he
XFL.
owns the
Yeah.
XFL.
Ryan Reynolds has
I
a
forgot about
football
that.
team.
Yeah.
Listen,
He's got
Dwayne
a
the Rock
football
Johnson
league.
couldn't make it in the NFL, and he was like, you know what? I have enough money. I'll make my own.
Doesn't he have what is it? It's also energy drinks.
He does
Yeah.
have,
He has
the,
energy drinks
those
too.
Hawaiian energy drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Listen, he's diversified. He knows how to like spread his money out.
But
so that
that's
way
the
he
thing is that
stays
DC
rich.
is not willing to spend that money to advertise and make Black Adam the big name when you have Dwayne the Rock Johnson who already does it on his Instagram.
But here's my thing though: is that what I'm wondering what Warner Brothers Discovery's new idea is of, okay, how do we move forward? Because
Blindfolded.
no, because they're saying that they have no. Because here's the thing though. Here's the problem that I have. You say you have a 10-year plan or a
So where do
5-year
you
plan.
start? Yeah.
They said, yes, we have a 5-year plan. We have a vast understanding. We know what we're going to do, and we know how we're going to get there. That is what he said during that investor call.
Yes.
DC Fandom would have been the time to show it
Mm-hmm.
and go, okay, you've all been worried. You guys have all been kind of skeptical of what we're doing. Here's the plan. And then go next year, starts filming filming this, pre-production on this, and then you just see, oh my God, they're right. They have like they're starting phases. They're starting like they're going through everything. We're gonna have another Justice League movie. We're gonna do all these other things. You know, we're getting, and that would have been the perfect time to do all this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when they're gonna do it because they don't really
Not for
have,
another year or two.
I feel
Yeah,
like,
that means that they have a full year, which also implies their plan is not ready. They do not know what the plan is. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know, like, solidly what they're doing.
I'd prefer that. We'll get to your question, live studio audience. Give me a second. I'd prefer that than for them to continuously keep dumping trash on top of us expecting something to land. Because it's better for us to wait a year or two and say, like, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
We're going to take a break. We're going to slow it down. We're going to get rid of these movies that we've done, The Flash, Black Adam, all this other stuff. And then come 2023, DC Fandom for 2024, we hit you guys with
But
the face.
I mean, that's how I felt for the Batman.
Yeah,
When
but
they,
here's-
when they pushed production, they're like, "Oh no, it's gonna come out next year, or that it's gonna come out
Everybody kept
earlier."
saying,
Yeah, and I was like,
Yeah.
give them all the time they need."
And how happy were you with the movie?
But,
Yeah, you kept watching it on repeat over
But
here.
here's my thing, though. If there is no solid view of where the universe is going. There's no solid view of where my characters are going. What is the point of me going to go watch these movies?
No, it's true, 100%.
Am I going to go watch a movie where if there is a cliffhanger at the end, or there's definitely not going to be an after credit scene, because the last of Aquaman that we're seeing, this is the last of Jason Momoa as we're seeing, and they didn't know that was the last of it, so it's just going to kind of dun dun, and then it ends, and we're done. And it's kind of
when you say dun dun. That's such a great thing that you do. I don't know. Sorry. It's just like every time you say it to finish, it's like, oh, it just finishes. You just go, and it goes dun dun. It's like,
because anybody who's been to a Spanish party knows. That's how every song ends.
So
dun dun.
Before I comment, we have a question from our live studio audience, real quick. Yes. Will you go ahead and present your question?
Oh, thank you. My question is, okay, to Nick's point, it doesn't seem like there's a storyline or where these characters are going to go. Personally, and this is just me as a casual fan, just because I've enjoyed watching some of the DC like movies, but it is a lot harder to get into versus Marvel, where Marvel seems to have more of like a plan, where it's DC, it's kind of like, well, am I guaranteed that there's gonna be something else to follow up that, or is it just another standalone movie? Because how many Batman movies do we have? How many?
Not enough.
No, honestly, yeah, I can watch Batman movies all day.
We don't have a Batman Beyond movie yet, so yeah, I agree.
Not enough.
Not enough.
It just seems a lot harder. Again, personally, and I don't know how you guys feel. Maybe it's different, but for me, it's a lot harder for me to get into because I don't see the incentive for myself, as a casual watcher, as a casual fan of is it gonna be worth my time?
I can answer that question. You ready? People who are gonna go watch these movies are not fans, or one, they're fans of DC and the characters. The other half are fans of the big name actors in there. You're gonna go watch this movie because of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, or you're gonna go watch Shazam because of Zachary Levi.
That's fine. No, that's
That's
you know what?
fair.
That's fair. We already know those actors are putting butts in seats.
Exactly.
That's fine. But don't expect to hit, unless the movie is fantastic, do not expect to hit that $750 million mark.
Of course. It's not.
You're not going. That's not where you're going.
This is if anything, luck will make it hit 500 million. That's it. It's not going to be a past 500 mil. It's lucky if it gets there. Mm-hmm. All of those movies. It's understandable. Sorry, go on.
Well, not only that, but also I imagine that Black Adam has a end credit scene of some kind, probably talking to Shazam. Or dealing
Superman.
with, or Superman, or dealing with somebody, and everything else. And the problem is that because what it feels like is they just leave the stuff in. Mm-hmm. Nobody's going back and going, we should probably take that out, just because it does, it's going to leave way too much hope up. But when you do stuff like that, it does kind of make fans go, oh man, what could have been? What would that movie have been like?
Yeah.
Of Henry Cavill versus Black Adam. That would have been a sick movie. Or
it pipes up that interest inside your head, and you want to make something like that happen.
It really does. And you really want that to happen. And then what the worst thing is that then you get fan interest in it, and now that messes with your plans.
So did you all notice, I don't know if this appeared in the original credit run of Spider-Man No Way Home, but there was a little message at the end credits of Spider-Man No Way Home where it said thank you to, and I forget who they named, but they said for bringing together these actors to help finalize this amazing creation or something like that, right?
It was probably the agent or the agency that was putting them all together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what DC right now is lacking. It's lacking that fan interest to get this going, but it's not the fans' fault. We want to see Superman versus Black Adam. We want to see Shazam team up and be a part of the Justice League. We want Batman to come back and have all these great superheroes. We want the Green Lantern to show up. We want something. But the problem is you can't do anything about it, and an actor's not going to take a stupid role unless they need money to be in a movie that's not going to go anywhere. you had that same problem with Ben Affleck, right? That's probably why he left and dipped out of the Batman movie, because it just wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I mean, he's in a man's got 2 Oscars.
Yeah.
It's really hard for him to ask a lot of
And
questions.
he's also got J-Lo, right?
Now he has J-Lo, yes.
Now he has J-Lo.
Man,
Yes, he's whole.
But-
But he's got 2 Oscars and he's got J-Lo. He's done. He's got the Trinity.
He also messed me up for about a week.
Why?
Gone Girl, dude.
Why you were afraid Andy was going to disappear?
Yes. No, I was
She was-
afraid that Andy would have killed me.
She thought.
Sliced your
Wait,
throat?
hold on.
Yeah, dude, that
Midway?
scene messed me up,
Yeah,
dude.
that's messed
So-
up.
You're the guy she's cheating on her real husband with?
No, it was the whole like.
That's
that's
the
not
view.
why I was fearful of it. It's just that the manipulation. Who played Ben Affleck's wife?
Oh, it was.
Or the
forget.
Let me see. Hold on. Like I
Sharon
got it.
Stone.
Nicole Kidman? Imagine.
Sharon Stone.
She was a Sharon Stone type. That's the character.
That movie messed me up hardcore, dude. I was like, nope, women can be evil. If
You didn't already know that.
do you?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Rosamund Pike.
Got it.
Rosamund. Or, yeah.
Rosamund Pike.
Rosamund, yeah.
Pike.
And he gave me the
And then Neil Patrick Harris.
with an ad that says Pinocchio streaming September 8th. Ooh, okay, cool. I'll watch Pinocchio too. Thank you.
Oh, it's free to watch on Peacock. Gone Girl.
I've seen that movie twice. Never again.
I've only seen
It's a good movie.
once.
It's a
I've
great
I've seen that
movie.
movie like 4 times.
It's
Really?
a good. It's
I
a
really
great
enjoy that
movie.
movie.
Yeah,
I
it's
gotta
just
watch
like
it again.
All right, that's
Never
besides the
watch it.
point, guys. Back to Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck is somebody who has this acumen to go, okay, so what is your plan here?
yeah.
Where does this go?
They didn't give him a plan.
And I feel not only that, but also I feel like when he was making his Batman movie, that was where it really started settling in of, oh, you don't know what you're doing. Like, you don't know what you want.
Yeah.
Because Ben Affleck was already set. He was already set to come direct, be Batman inside of his own Batman movie, and it was going to be basically just Arkham Asylum.
Yeah, he was gonna make
This
it
was a
like-
psychological thriller.
It was a
is what
psychological
yeah.
thriller. What
The
it was supposed to be.
Wikipedia article for the Batman actually explains it pretty well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where it was supposed to be like a psychological thriller inside of Arkham Asylum, and the inmates have taken over the prison, and now he's dealing with it, which is Arkham Asylum. That's just the game.
Yeah.
Which is cool, and that's really interesting, and that's a great story, especially for that Ben Affleck who's like dark and gritty, because you can also have like, oh, he's been murdering people, and people going like, you're just as crazy as we are, and you can have those great moments. But if that's not where you want to take the character, or oh well, that doesn't fit into Zack Snyder's idea of how exactly do we get him to dark side? How do we get him to this dark side? Ben Affleck. Well, I need him to stay crazy. Like, he can't have this like epiphany that he's the psychopath. I need him to stay crazy, so that movie doesn't fit in my universe.
Yeah.
So you can't make that You can't make that movie. You have to change it. That's where that conflict comes in, and then you're like, and then eventually he was just like, dude, I'm done. Like, I'm not gonna do it. And eventually we got an even better movie, which is The Batman. But actually, I can't even say it was an even better movie, because that movie actually sounded like it was gonna be sick.
Yeah. that's the thing.
That movie sounds like it was gonna be
very
sick.
interesting.
Like, that would have been so
You
cool.
can't say it's a better movie also because it's two different visions.
It really is, but also
You had 2 different visions.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do. That's why I wear glasses.
do you?
Yeah.
Because
Pointing the obvious.
my question
Stating
is that
facts.
do you think that the Batman is Oscar worthy, like the Joker was?
Oh.
You know what? I have a problem with the Joker being Oscar worthy. It's a good movie.
Same.
It's just, it's the same issue I have with idolizing the Joker, or people idolizing the Joker. The man's mentally insane.
Yep.
Stop making him an icon.
I can so relate to that. People are like,
Oh my god, I could totally be the Joker. Yeah, you don't want to.
yeah.
So that's my problem with it. I think the Batman is Oscar worthy from a technical perspective.
I think cinematography is great. I
Yes.
can see it getting it for cinematography. Directing would have been
Costume design.
Costume design is up there definitely.
Not Best Picture.
You don't think? I don't
No.
think Best Picture.
I don't think it's Best Picture worthy.
What about
I think from a technical perspective, in terms of cinematography and costume design and set design, yes.
What about best actor?
Yeah, do you think Best Actor?
No.
Screenplay?
It's gotta
Not
be-
original.
It's got a
I
good
can
screenplay,
see.
though.
Yeah, I can
It's
see.
not an
why-
original
yeah,
screenplay, so it can't really go into that section.
Yeah.
Can it not go into an original screenplay?
No, because
No,
it's
It's actually
Is it because it's based on a
it's
book?
based off a movie or another movie that I think Robert De Niro did.
we should do this when Oscar season comes around.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying in general.
Take it from my real addiction.
I do.
Executive decision.
No, but that's but that's my point though. Is that I feel like if you're gonna do these standalone movies, that these need to be like powerful, impactful movies that are like Oscar bait.
Yeah.
And we're using DC characters for them, so that way we can then change our persona, and that's the way that we're moving forward.
That's true.
You know what's Oscar worthy? Maverick.
Well, no.
Best
isn't-
adrenaline movie.
No, but
Best
isn't that a new category in the Oscars?
best adrenaline movie.
No. It's like best fan movie or best like
No,
grossing,
they want to. They want to make it.
like top
The
grossing
Academy's
movie
not
or
going to let it
something like
happen.
that.
The Academy's not going to let it happen.
I thought they did.
I thought they already did last
Academy's
year
not gonna let it
because that was what.
Category.
Yeah, there was 2 new categories because that's how Endgame got it.
Well, it's not. It's not going to be televised, so it doesn't really matter.
What, the Oscars?
No, those awards. No.
I mean, the results were televised.
Oh yeah, but it
But
wasn't
not
presented.
Right.
So it doesn't matter.
It's not worthy.
Yeah,
It
it's
doesn't-
not. That's the unfortunate thing is that if it's not presented, it does not matter. That's the sad part about Oscars. To the person, it matters because
But it doesn't matter though. I can put that on a billboard.
exactly.
Can I still put it on a billboard?
Yeah.
They don't give a rat's. I can put.
I want my damn Oscar. Could you imagine Keeping Up with the Nerds, Emmy winning?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can totally see that.
Tony, wait, no, Tony's a
Oh,
musical.
outstanding popular film.
That's what it was.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, it was outstanding popular film
Oh dang, dude.
because I think Endgame got it, didn't it?
Yeah.
All
It
right.
had to. Yeah.
Because I think that was the first year it came out. Was it when Endgame popped out?
So we got to wrap up this topic because we're gonna hit about a minute 10 now.
talk
We do
about
have She-Hulk,
She-Hulk.
which isn't that big of a topic.
Did you
to
say a
talk about.
minute 10?
Oh, an hour 10.
We're at an hour 10.
Yeah. I was processing.
Shut
that
your
in my
mouth, Nick.
head. I was like, yeah, he's not. I was like, I was gonna say, yeah, he's right.
Listen, Nick has problems with issue numbers. I have problems telling time. All right.
And I just have problems.
Wake up every day.
Yeah.
I'm awake.
I'm awake.
All right.
Problem number 1.
Hello, darkness.
My old friend.
All right, what's up?
So, any last thoughts?
My thing is that I just want to see them come out with good news.
Sad boy hour.
I really think that this whole everything that's going on, because especially since they are losing one of their biggest, what was it? The head of productions just left. She left, I think, yesterday. As of recording this on Saturday, she left Friday.
Out the door.
She left because according to her, she has a different vision and she wants to leave.
Yeah.
Like she said, it's about time. I've been here for 33 years. I'm done. But you're getting all these changes and a lot of it sounds negative. We really need to start getting some positives. We really need to start hearing, okay, everything's good, everything's settled. This is what the game plan is. It's a lot. There's a lot of like, oh yeah, like eventually we're gonna have a game plan. Or this is gonna happen.
I think there's gonna be like one more major change that they'll do. Announcement coming up.
DC Fandome never happening again.
You know what?
They sell the rights to Batman.
What I would like, I think that would be so. If they sold the rights to Batman,
Got him.
Disney's like, yoink.
Thank you.
Batman is now a Marvel character.
Ooh.
Just shows up one day.
Does that make him a Disney prince?
Ooh.
Yes, it does. Prince of Gotham. Hell yeah.
I want Warner Brothers Discovery to like leak Batman Beyond in production. I'm like, whoa, dude, I lose it.
No, what I want to see is Static because that was
Okay,
because that was
agree
another
with that. yeah.
no.
Or a Blue Beetle trailer?
No, because
I wanna see
Blue
a
Beetle.
trailer.
But the thing is that remember, in fandom, they said we're in development of a Static Shock movie.
Yeah,
That was something that was in fandom.
they cut that.
You imagine like Discovery's like, why did we mention that? Because we're not gonna do that. Like, they just go like,
Oh, whatever happened to the Static Shock movie? Sorry, what? Static Shock. Get him out of here.
Get him out.
Get him.
You
Security.
just hear, pop, pop. I'm sorry. Did anybody else say something? No. Good.
Now presenting Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle.
Coming in 2025.
Because if not, then that would Blue Beetle. If not, Cobra Kai was interrupted for no reason. I could have gotten more Miguel.
Cobra Kai in 2 weeks, dude.
But that means I could have gotten more Miguel.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we get Cobra Kai.
Well, we
But I
probably
could've-
did get.
But I
we
could have
probably-
gotten more Miguel.
They rushed production. You can tell.
Yeah, they honestly.
Stop, dude. Cobra Kai's hype. Don't.
No,
No, I'm not saying
I'm not
in a
saying
bad
that.
way,
I'm
but
saying they were
put
like, we
this
got a month.
season out quick.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
like, we got a month, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's Cobra Kai.
No, we got a month because Miguel leaves.
It's Cobra Kai.
Miguel's
dude.
like, I gotta be a superhero.
I gotta be
a Blue Beetle.
I gotta be a
guy.
Beetle.
I gotta go be Blue
I'm
Beetle.
gonna be Buzz Buzz.
I go Buzz Buzz. Bye guys, I'm gonna go be a superhero. I'm gonna go buzz.
Oh, did you want to talk about the Peyton List thing?
Oh,
You want to do that at the end?
I'll do it at the end.
Yeah, okay. I'll give you like 5 minutes. So let's quickly talk about She-Hulk.
Okay.
She-Hulk Watch. Why are we doing She-Hulk Watch when we didn't do Miss Marvel Watch? I'll tell you why, Renee. Thanks for asking that
I
question.
didn't say anything.
Well, you did now.
It's because you're a sexist pig.
No, I'm not.
What the?
Oh, no, wait.
You can't
Sorry,
just
hang on.
say that,
Hang on.
man.
No. He's right. We got to start off that way, right? Every time we start this segment, we got to start this
I'm
off.
sorry.
Right?
I thought the bit was still going.
She-Hulk sucks.
Wait, hold on.
You jumped the gun, Dig.
There wasn't no like, oh yeah, let's do our little parody that we always
Oh, right,
do.
that's
Can
what-
we take it
God
back?
damn.
You want to
Oh.
play the part of the White Knight?
No.
No? Okay. You want to
The
join
white.
out
Wait, what do you mean by
the
white?
White
Yeah, I
Knight?
know.
The
Why-
one that basically
Why's the
says,
knight gotta be white? Tell me that.
Now you're
Why is
reading
it-
this pig too?
What?
Does he have a hood?
Yeah, I know. Does he got a rope? That's not
Is
a
there a
knight.
horse?
That is not a knight.
You're so stupid,
I
dude.
was watching Django the other day. That was good. That's a good movie.
There's no point in
really
doing the
good.
whole She-Hulk bit now because that was a freaking bit on its own.
That was
You're
actually. No, but overall, like
This episode is okay.
this episode is not bad. I mean, I thoroughly liked it. It was very funny because it kept me laughing. I think one of the things I liked was when Abomination goes, "Oh yeah, this is my 6 wives." He's all like, and they're each one of them
Seven
has,
loves of my life.
Yeah, the 7 loves of my life. He's all like, each one of them have a 7th place in my heart. He's all,
Like they didn't hide it, right? Yeah, it's good.
yeah,
Or when he turns into Abomination and they start swooning for him.
yeah.
Like where they're just like,
I'm
oh
in
god,
complete
yes,
control. He's all-
yes.
And then I think I liked it when they're interviewing all of his witnesses. He's like, good. He's all, good job, Carl. He's all, I missed her so much. Okay, can we get Carl off now? He's all,
So, okay, I will say that this episode of She-Hulk kind of cemented what the show is,
Yeah.
which is just fun little short episodes with cameos and a simple message.
Yeah.
It is a fun show,
that you could find love anywhere,
basically.
even in a prison pen pal system.
The exclusive penthouse system,
or
right?
if they're posing as someone else.
Exactly, right? With some weird kinks and whatnot.
Another thing I loved is when the Asgardians like, Asgard's not a place, it's its people. Thor's inspirational speeches are not admissible in court.
Oh, come on.
I was laughing so hard. There was so much. That's the thing. It's still fun. I laughed. It was good. And a plus, we get to see She-Hulk twerk.
I'm going to make a statement real quick.
Yeah.
Okay? People need to stop having sticks up their asses, okay? And need to learn to have fun with shows.
Yeah.
Because that's what comic books are.
Yeah.
They do this all the time. Like, I don't understand what it is where people are like, you know what kind of memes I hate that I've seen a lot of? After Endgame, Marvel went downhill. For you.
Yeah.
Let's put that in an asterisk.
Yeah.
For you, it sucks.
Yeah.
For some others, it's fun.
Yeah.
Get over it. Like, who freaking cares?
See, the thing is that if you don't like She-Hulk, don't watch it. I don't like Flash, and I don't watch it.
Yeah.
I don't watch Titans because I don't
But
like
there's
it.
people out there.
Yeah, but you don't see me freaking on a soapbox trying to stop people from watching it.
I wikied Titans to figure out what happened.
Right?
Because I was just like, I can't keep hurting myself like that.
That's the thing. Yeah,
Just
if
my
you-
own mental health
If
is
you
important.
truly have a problem with it, don't watch it. If you're watching it week by week, then secretly you want to know what's going on, or you're a fan.
So I will say this. I didn't like the Meg the Stallion cameo.
Oh, really?
in this. I felt like it was just kind of like
Why?
it just felt like
I
weird.
thought-
Like I didn't
thought
care
it was
much
quirky.
for it.
It was very quirky.
It was quirky,
Yeah.
but that's the thing is I'm not a Meg the Stallion fan.
I'll be honest. I get it confused with Nicki Minaj and also Cardi B.
How dare you? What? Just because they all have big butts?
Well,
Because they all have big butts?
Finally,
yeah, that's their
roles are
marketing.
flipped.
That's their marketing, man.
literally the end credit scene
Yeah.
was them twerking. You know,
Yeah.
like that's their market.
That's another thing. People having problem with She-Hulk twerking. Again, Marvel's been doing that for a while. There's a comic book of her jumping up and down.
You saw the meme, didn't
Yeah,
you?
no, but like you jump up and down in a jump rope in the comic books, and apparently
see everything.
Yeah,
Fan service, it exists everywhere.
it happens.
But also that's a big thing in Marvel Comics in general of bringing in pop culture into the comic
Yeah.
books. That's a thing that's happened
Sorry,
forever.
Nick, talk to the people and watching this right now or listening because like you're forgetting the casual fans think they know everything.
I know, but what I'm saying is that okay, if you want more, I don't want to hear Megan Thee Stallion or famous people coming into your things. Maybe DC is your thing because DC does that where they have a very isolated universe. It's them by themselves, and they come up with all their own famous people. Whereas Marvel takes place in a pseudo United States. It takes place in this comic book version of our reality of, hey, all the famous people that exist in our world also exist in our comic book.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you want to go check out DC stuff, go check out DC Fandome 2020.
2022.
No,
but that's the thing is that famous people are introduced in the DC universe as well.
Yeah,
too.
all
There's
the
a
time.
comic book of Superman fighting Muhammad
Muhammad
Ali.
Ali.
Yeah.
You know?
But I mean, what I'm saying is it's less common.
Yeah.
It's far less common for it to be in DC than it, and especially in their movies
That's
or in
true.
their cartoons or anything else.
That's the thing, yeah. Like they'll hardly mention movies inside the DC universe.
Like look at it even inside of Batman. What was it in the Batman the Animated Series? It used to be The Mask of Zorro. That
Yeah.
used to be the movie that Bruce Wayne saw in order to kind of inspire him, and that was what he saw the night that his parents were murdered.
Because he is inspired by the Zorro.
That was why, because he was inspired by Zorro.
Yeah.
That's right. But inside of that, they instead were watching Beware the Great Ghost. Inside of that, so they wanted to even use their own kind of comic booky things inside of DC. They do that all the time. Marvel does this. They put twerking in. They're gonna put texting, Instagram, Facebook, everything else. That's just something they do.
the actress that does play She-Hulk is a Megan Thee Stallion fan as well too.
Which
so they
is
were
fine.
keeping her. They were keeping that little cameo a secret from her, like months and months until like the day of.
I will kill for you.
Yeah, that was a line that they put in for her because she's a fan. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna end with
What's
an
up, Andy?
audience, a live audience question in a bit. But hang on, I will say this: what is the difference? I got a question to ask you guys first.
Sure.
What is the difference between this kind of fan service and fan service you get in Deadpool? It's basically the same thing,
know, but what do
except
you- what
one
do you-
is more like it's two different. It's appealing to two different demographics.
Yeah, that's
It
the
is.
thing.
But like, what's the difference between the two? Is it because Deadpool is more violent and that people are like more involved in it and saying that's
feel-
appropriate?
It's a quirky violent comedy.
So then She-Hulk is not appropriate because it's quirky. That's my issue. That's the problem I have with people really hating on this. The show is not terrible. Neither was Ms. Marvel.
Yeah.
But if you're preaching on that soapbox, like you said, right, saying that the show sucks, the show's terrible,
Yeah.
all this other stuff, go read a comic book.
Yeah.
And if you read comic books, tell me why. Use actual facts, right? I'm telling you right now, personally, I didn't care for Meg Thee Stallion because I'm not a fan, so I didn't really care for the end credit scene. If you guys liked it, cool. I don't care. But that's my personal opinion. The show itself is good. It's quirky. It's got cameos. It's got a little bit of storytelling. We get the end of Abomination. Now he's free to live in society. We get a little more plot progression as well because now someone's trying to steal her blood. We get that at the end. How do these people that attacked her get Asgardian gear?
Yeah.
We don't know. It's there. We're going to move on to live studio questions before we wrap up. We got about 8 minutes. Yes.
Oh, just a comment on Megan Thee Stallion. I think one thing that we have to remember is that I think the audience is starting to become younger, or they're trying, not that they're becoming younger.
Oh,
They're
we're
trying
getting a
to
younger
get a
generation.
younger
Yeah.
generation. And I think bringing in Megan Thee Stallion was like, that's why they brought her in too, to bring in that audience. Like, why wouldn't they it didn't make sense to me, but that was just something that like I was thinking about. It's probably bringing in that younger audience because Megan Thee Stallion, you hear her all over the place. You do. She brings out some really good hits. I enjoy her, but I wouldn't say I'm a big fan, but I think that's a generation that's younger than us. And I think it's kind of my bag.
No, but I do have to agree with you though, is that as fans get older, because mind you, these movies came out 20 years ago.
Oh yeah, this Iron Man 1 came out when I was
22. It came out. It would be 22 years that it came out, and it would have been what 2007, 2008.
Yeah, 2007.
So almost 20 years ago is when this series when these movies started coming out. Yeah, but
they're still doing what they're doing is bringing in generations.
But the thing is that they're no longer. That's the problem, though, is people are aging out of the movie, and they're still talking to that specific generation, and they're trying to add in all the things that could possibly come in from that generation, along with trying to bring in these new people. You're dropping water all over your notebook, and also, what is it, boy? Is Jimmy in the well?
Yeah.
We've said this before, that this phase is to bring newer audiences to the MCU.
What are you doing?
I'm just saying that we've said this before. Stop throwing things at me, dude. I'm just saying we've said this before. We've said it. Yeah. This is the progression. You cannot be.
Bunch of pennies back there?
Stop it.
Stop
doing things.
It's your tip, you filthy animal.
But we've said this. We've said it. Stop giving him things. That's not the point.
Keep going.
You keep talking.
You're gonna spit in that. You're gonna go like, and it's gonna go in my mouth.
COVID.
Stop, dude.
I'm not.
Oh my god.
I thought you were gonna.
He is.
The paper wrap.
But he's gonna spit in my mouth, dude, and I don't want that. Stop.
No, don't do it.
No.
No,
Wait, hold on.
don't do it.
No, I know, but I'm just gonna put it back in.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll holster.
Listen to Rene.
I'll put it in the sheath.
But we've said this before.
Yeah.
That they're trying to appeal to a new audience because they need that new audience money.
Mm-hmm.
So
future kids' money.
Exactly. And how do you get that? Through twerking and Meg Thee Stallion.
You bring Megan Thee
That is the
Stallion.
weirdest thing in the world. Of like, how do I get these kids to be interested? I don't know.
How do I bring in future money?
Twerk it.
Twerk? I don't know. Show a superhero twerking her ass.
Like Kevin Feige's like, I need Megan Thee Stallion twerking. All right. Like,
Stop it.
yes, Andy.
yes.
I have a question.
Oh my god, dude. Stop.
That's pretty good.
Do we know who those 4 guys
That's
fight her?
The Wrecking
So
Crew.
that's the Wrecking Crew. They are like E-list villains.
E-list.
They are people that whenever they go after somebody, they always fail.
Yeah.
So they're like those goons that just kind of like. Oh.
They're like the villains you see in the beginning of a comic book. You know, like Spider-Man being like, "Oh, I gotta take down the Wrecking Crew again," you know, and stuff like that. They begin the fight.
Yeah.
So is it like in what was that show? Oh, Hawkeye. There were those guys, the bros.
The bros?
Oh yeah.
No.
No, but like
They're higher up.
I love.
They
Put it
actually
this
have
way.
powers.
Put it this
They
way.
actually
When
have
Rene
powers.
says E-list villains, they're the villains that get 2 pages, and then you never see them again for another like 5 years.
Yeah.
The bros, they had a whole arc.
They had a whole arc with Hawkeye.
These
So
are-
they're like
the-
D-list.
Imagine there was a brand new superhero coming out, and like they needed an easy target to beat up.
Yeah.
The Wrecking Crew would probably be chosen.
Yes.
I loved if you watch back that scene when they're all like getting their they're all like twirling. You see the guy with the hat. He's all.
Oh, the helmet.
I was laughing so hard. Like, what the hell?
You didn't see that?
No.
Everyone's like flipping their
Yeah.
stuff, and even like like everyone's just doing whatever
Yeah.
they did. The guy with the helmet just goes.
Yeah.
He's just like
I'll
some
show-
sort
I'll
of
show it
half
to you after,
rhinoceros, half like freaking lion.
His power is a helmet.
Yeah, he just has the helmet. That's the thing.
What are you gonna do? Headbutt She-Hulk? Like that makes any sense, right?
guess.
It is interesting though. Again, if anything, we now understand what the show is about. That's
Yeah.
it. So I don't see anything wrong with the show yet.
Yeah.
I still like Miss Marvel a little bit more, and that's just my personal opinion.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is. I don't see the problem with She-Hulk being a show. If you hate it,
That's fine.
cool. Give us facts.
Yeah.
Why you do. Is it offensive to you? Do you feel like it's a bad influence? Whatever it may be.
You also-
If it's writing, tell us how it fails.
Yeah, But also, we live in a different world from 2007.
It's society.
This is it.
Yeah.
No, but we really do. We live in this.
It's
in,
weird.
in this like social media ingested society where everybody feels that their opinions matter.
It's so weird
they
how people
don't.
are so strong about their opinions about certain things. It's like if like you're trying to change their outlook on like a religion now or their political standpoint.
Yeah.
It feels.
Ignoring that in the show either.
Oh, that's right. Remember in the montage scene they were showing all the people hating on She-Hulk already?
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
They called him
because
out.
They called him out, and this was like shot 2
Yeah,
months or 3 months ahead of time.
Yeah,
right?
the irony of they were just like, as soon as the show comes out, people are gonna hate you.
Yeah.
In which that's such a terrible idea of like, yeah, no matter what we do right now, people are going to hate this
Yeah.
idea,
So they just
and we should just lean into the skid.
The one thing I've learned taking my screenwriting course is everyone believes they can be a writer, but not everyone will write. That's the problem.
I think it's they're more afraid of the criticism.
Yeah. So it's like,
But
I
it's
mean,
it's a lot easier to criticize than it is to create.
exactly.
That's true.
So I mean, give for what it is. She-Hulk is good.
Yeah.
So far, it is interesting, and I will say, She-Hulk continues to have a watch or a portion on her show because it's that uniquely different. I feel like Miss Marvel. The problem it had was that the story was too.
It was just there.
It was just there, and it continued on
Yeah.
for too long. So one episode would kind of end abruptly, and then it'd continue on to the next one, and abruptly, and then continue on to the next one.
Miss Marvel felt like it should have been just like a movie.
Exactly. Whereas
Yeah.
She-Hulk was episodic, and everything is different because it feels like the B plot was the Abomination trial, right? And now the A plot, which is the main one, it's learning and understanding who She-Hulk is and how Jennifer Walters is going
Yeah.
to, adapt to her new powers. And now we get even more points of interest with the Wrecking Crew coming in trying to take her blood. So now the A plot thickens. It
Yeah.
becomes more interesting.
It's pretty interesting too, just to see how people in that world are reacting to her. Like obviously saying that she was rejected from the Avengers and stuff. It's really interesting
So
that how
immediately making up.
they're making up all this
Which
stuff,
isn't true. Yeah.
And they're saying
Yeah.
that like her and Abomination are like a thing now.
You're going to have his
So-
baby? What? Because they're green.
Yeah. So it's pretty interesting. I like how Jennifer's also learning how to go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who do you think the next cameo is?
I feel like we're gonna get Matt.
Murdoch?
Yeah.
It's 2. Do you think it's 2? No, we're 4 episodes in now.
4
right?
episodes in.
halfway
Yeah.
in.
So we're this is next one's episode 5, or is the next one
No,
episode
this
4?
is
Episode four.
episode 4. So I don't want to hype it, but this is the one that my friend told me that there's a cameo that no one said or they didn't advertise.
Tom Holland.
You know what? Honestly,
You know what? That would make
That
I
sense.
would make
will
sense.
lose it.
That
I
would
will
make
not
sense
be popping up in issue 114,
because of
guys.
the release of the new
right.
Spider-Man movie.
but it also would make sense as well. Of Tom Holland is suing for his school record that he tried taking his GED, but he doesn't have a social security number or anything else because everybody forgot who Peter Parker is.
It's true.
Happy?
I feel like his portion of the trial, because he did pop up in that one,
that's right, yeah.
that won't be until later. It could be the season finale, which could lead into the Daredevil series that we might be getting.
Yeah.
You think Jennifer Walters is inside of what was it? The new Daredevil show?
Yeah, why not?
That'd be interesting.
That'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah, so
because they do hang out a lot.
I mean, they're both
Yeah.
lawyers.
yeah. So with that, let's go ahead and wrap up this issue. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here at Keeping Up with the Nerds, issue 113. I'd like to extend the thanks over to Andy for helping us out with production today. She was off mic, off camera.
Yes.
She was helping out, some questions and stuff. We'd love to have you. I think it's
She's
interesting.
trying to
What?
message you down.
What's up?
You said you were gonna give Rene some time.
Yes. Do you want to tell your
have
story?
time?
Do you want
wanna
like 2
extend
minutes?
It? Yeah, I
Yeah.
can do it. So I've had this gentleman come in today. This happened to me today upon recording. And he came in and he was like the type of like, he's wearing these dark sunglasses. He has a black shirt, fingerless black gloves, black shoes, and black hat. And has a backpack on. And apparently he was like just kind of walking around and he was like, he talks like this. Honestly, he was talking like this. So did you see or do you watch Cobra Kai? And I'm like, yeah. He's all, so I'm gonna ask you something that my brother wanted me to ask you, and I'm like, I don't know your brother, man, but okay. He's like, no, I don't know. I've just met this kid too. He's all, do you know the character Tori, the actress that plays her? I'm like, yeah. And he goes, well, she cut her hair. I'm like, okay. What to what? she has a bob. He was so mad too. He was like, I think she looks freaking ugly. And I'm replacing the word he used with freaking because he was dropping F-bombs like crazy. So like, I'm like, well, I mean, he goes, I just want your opinion on it. And I'm like, women can do whatever they want. You know, I was like, if they want to cut their hair or dye their hair, that's what they want, you know?
That is the definition. Can I say this?
What?
The I word?
The...
Incel?
Oh, yeah.
No.
You can't. Bleep it out now. What's the timestamp?
If I can't use the F word, then we can't use that.
Why? I mean, it's the definition of it.
Can you explain that to some viewers that don't know what that is?
They can look it up on the internet.
No, come on. You have to explain.
I mean,
a little bit.
it's kind of, what's the best way to describe them?
It's basically like a toxic male, but
Toxic masculinity,
Yeah.
where they feel like they can talk very down on Andrew Tate without the confidence of getting women.
there you go.
Look at Bryan, and then put it right next to that definition. Just so you remember in your head that Bryan's the one that taught it to you. When you think incel, you think Bryan. You want to combine and
Andy's
connect
died.
those.
Brian's died.
You want to make sure that those are one and the same.
And so to go on with my story, the guy's like, I'm like, well, hair can grow back, but yeah, it's gonna take like 5 freaking years for it to come back. And I'm like, well, man, I don't know what to say. I mean, it's your opinion. He goes, yeah, it's just my opinion. I just want to let you know. I'm like, okay. And he's all, you have a good day. I'm like,
And did you
have
leave
a
the
good day.
store?
He just left the store. What
the heck?
He didn't buy anything.
Have you seen Paintless' new haircut? Doesn't
Here.
look bad.
It doesn't look bad. Here,
No.
I'll have it. I have it.
Yeah.
So I showed it to Mandy. I sent it to Mandy.
You were just like, what do you think?
That's the thing.
Well, Rene looks this up.
She looks fine.
Yeah, she's still paintless. She still looks cute.
Yeah, dude. She looks like she belongs on Stranger Things as one of the boys.
Like dropped in the 80s. Just drop her in the 80s.
Yeah, she looks like one of the guys from Stranger Things. But yeah,
Yeah, so it
it's
looks
fine.
good.
she looks like she belongs on Boy Meets World.
She looks like she could be Wells Frettle's daughter.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and wrap up issue 113 of Keeping Up with the Nerds. You guys can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and am I missing anything? TikTok? Because, ladies and gentlemen, all our podcasts, if you are watching them on YouTube, will start with a short little skit. Yeah. You guys can find those on TikTok.
Yes.
As well as, can we put them up on Instagram Reel?
It depends. I think
Depends on the thing.
They're formatted for it.
they're formatted for it.
Yes.
I think I
Then
can
yes.
put them on the reel then. Yeah.
Then we'll put them on the reel. So follow us on Instagram and TikTok to see the skits. If you guys want to, they're going to be up there. Let us know what you guys think because they are produced in-house here before we start recording.
This will be our third skit that we did this week.
Third one. Yeah.
Third one. Okay.
Yeah. Follow us. There's the socials. If you're listening to us on audio platforms, head on over to YouTube, subscribe. 122 subs officially. We're hitting an average of about 50 to 80 views per video. Thank you so much. If you guys listen and like what you saw or listen to here, share us, let other people know. We're making some massive moves coming soon. LA Comic Con. We're also hoping to get things ready.
Why'd you get
We'll
him?
see. Because he still hasn't planned it yet. But
Oh
it is,
no! It wasn't that. It's because I thought he was trying to quote Megan Thee Stallion.
No.
Making bad monster moves. I'm sorry. Yeah. Sorry.
Sure.
I thought. I
If you
immediately
guys
thought,
want to listen to us on the go while you're working out, driving, do not watch videos like Nick does while driving.
that's the only way to keep up.
Stop. You guys can find us on any audio platform, including Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. Leave a review
That hit
where
straight in his
appropriate.
Why'd you get it
Leave a
back?
5-star review if you guys like what you guys heard here,
Yeah.
and let us know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Check out our partners at Our Real Addiction. Excuse me. You guys can find them on Podbean. No, excuse me. Anywhere you guys get your audio platforms or any audio platform you guys listen to podcasts to, as well as on YouTube every Thursday at 11, with the exception of 78 because there's some technical issues again, but they're getting better at it. Anything else I've forgotten?
Don't forget to watch After Death podcast, guys. Where are they on?
YouTube only.
There, you gotta plug in at the end.
You're welcome, Ernie.
You're welcome. All right.
Renee wants in.
I
wants to be on the
an
show.
Episode, yeah.
Well, I would like to do an episode.
You want to do an episode? Both of you guys on there?
we'll both go on.
Well, no, what? Yeah, we'll both go on.
You all fight him?
I'm gonna fight him.
All right.
Coming
just
after you, Ernie. Cut.
Me and Me and Rene will show up naked, 2 pills of Viagra in us, ready to go. That's how this is going to play out.
Here's the thing. The fact that you said that means they're clipping this part, all right? It's going to be on the show.
Oh, yeah, no, that's definitely.
Hey,
gonna
you know
happen.
what they mentioned is so much? Why isn't our sub count risen
Right?
up, right? Yeah, come on.
How do you explain that?
We need to be in the first minute of their podcast. They mentioned so much. Put this right here. Put that part right there.
Yeah,
the
put
first
that
minute.
on
Yeah,
your
go
podcast.
for it. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
go ahead.
Yeah.
let it
have
happen.
permission.
It's a podcast battle royale
I feel like if I go on this podcast, I'm
hosted by
going to have to be naked.
H3H3.
I feel like like I've said it enough
At
times.
least shirtless or
At
something.
least shirtless. Like,
Shirts versus skins.
or in like one of those like undershirts or
There you
something.
go,
Like
yeah.
Jesus. I've said it enough times. I feel
Nick,
like
are
that's
you ready to
where
wrap
we're
up the show?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
This has been Keeping Up with the Nerds, issue 112. My name is Nick Valera.
13.
113. I had to mess up once.
You want to start over?
No. My name is Nick Valera.
This is Bryan.
Rene.
Signing off from Understudy Comics. We'll see you all next time.